Hey, it's me. I'm not sure if you can hear me, so if any of you who pop on can hear me, please let me know. I think I'm gonna see if I can type that into the chat. What you need to know is I have 3 little girls upstairs who are going to listen to a princess sing-along. So they're going to be dancing and singing, hopefully, and having a good time and not hurting each other or screaming. Because they need a little respite, just as much as everybody else. Hi, Amy. Okay, so let me know if you can hear me. I'm a little bit farther away from my mat here because I'm right up close into the video. So I'll just give it a minute or two here, and then we'll go ahead and start a little practice. Yeah, just let me know how you guys are doing. It'd be great to know. Got all sorts of notifications popping up on my phone. So I see a lot of you have popped on. Can you let me know if you can hear me? Okay, just you can do, yep. Okay, oh, wow, listening on your bike. Be safe. Be safe. So it sounds like, Kathy, hopefully you can hear me. Okay, I can hear. Great. Thanks, Jill. I really appreciate that. So most of you guys have popped on after I had mentioned I've got 3 little girls upstairs and they are going to be listening to a princess sing-along. So hopefully that'll give them some sort of fun for today, but they're screaming upstairs. So hopefully it won't be too distracting. Good morning, Melissa. So what I would love for you guys to do, yeah, okay, good. I feel you. I really do. Yeah, so frightened, frustrated, but safe, which is where I am at too. So what I'd like to make sure that you guys are doing is just find somewhere that you can just do a little bit of movement. It doesn't have to be huge. Not like we're not going to do a huge amount of movement because I think we don't, I have limited time and I just kind of want to get into it. So we're going to do some movement where you're really linking the breath. And then when you link the breath and you link the movement and you're focused on that, that can really start to focus the mind. And right now, our minds need that focusing because everything around us is feeling very chaotic, right? And so it's really important that we kind of get to that place. So we're going to just jump right into that. We're going to do a little bit of breath work and then a little mini meditation and maybe some journaling if you feel like you have that in you. All of this is obviously optional. It's just to be in service to, whatever stress and trauma you are already feeling with the pandemic. And then for those of us who live in the state of Minnesota, the city of Minneapolis, or the surrounding area, it's just feeling really intense, right? And that's okay. We can feel these intense things. We can go through this. It's very uncomfortable, but we're gonna be okay, And so we have to just trust that, and we have to focus our minds and our breath to connect with our bodies, to allow us to sit, to allow us to relax, and to allow us to really know what's important is that yes, we are safe. And that being able to drop into this self-care mode is the most important thing, not just for you, but for your families, not just for your families, but your friends. Like this is why we do this, is because when just regular day-to-day anxieties and shit happen, we have to be able to handle that. And when we're dealing with something like this is, something is really in our grasp, right? It's really in our world. It's not in Syria. It's not in Africa. It's not in Asia. It's here. And this is why you do your practices, so that you can stay rooted in reality and not let your mind take you to places that aren't helpful during things like this. Because, yeah, I just live a few blocks from where there's fires, right? And it's an intense time, and we have to be able to realize that life is impermanent, but we can do what we can do. And what we can do sometimes is breathe, stay focused, check in with those we love, check in with ourselves, and bring that awareness to the moment and be like, wow, there are some really wonderful things happening, as well as some really horrible, terrible, terrifying things, right? So I'd like you to sit on your mat or wherever you are, where you're going to do a little bit of movement, and we'll just do a couple basic things first. So you're going to come onto all fours, and I think you can see me. Yep, you're going to come onto all fours, shoulders above your wrists. You're going to arch up into your cat, shaking it out. Really get into your body, shake into it, roll and let go of the neck. And really connect with your breath. Breathe really deeply. You don't need to watch me. Just breathe into your body and feel that connection and that awareness of you are just here with yourself, connecting. Let the head hang. If you're feeling tension in the neck and the shoulders, which I could imagine that you are because I am, just allow yourself to shake it out. Allow yourself to let go and unwind. Feel like a gentle unwinding through the neck and the shoulders as you shake your head. And then arch through cat into cow. So just drop those shoulder blades, arch the pelvis, looking up. Breathing deeply, bringing the breath all the way into the intercostals, into the back, into the front of the rib cage, into the diaphragm. Bring it all in, and then exhale. Go through cat one more time. Arch up. Let the head hang. If anything hurts, just be even more gentle. It's not about making the biggest stretch. It's about just allowing yourself to relax and connect. Now, if you want, you can sort of sway side to side all the way through the side body into the legs. You can tuck some toes behind you, stretching the leg out long. Bring it back, stretching the leg long. So I don't know, you can't totally see this, but then press the toes into the floor. Stretch the legs. Feel into your body and just find the gratitude for this body. Find the gratitude that you're making this time for you. Okay, allow yourself to just get into your body, get out of your mind. Feel a relaxation coming all the way over you. Just a couple more times. Stretch those legs, tuck the toes. And then let's go ahead and come up into downward facing dog. Press and sit your sit bones behind you. Pedal it out. Okay, and then come back arching through cat into cow. Exhale again, arch through cat, coming all the way into cow. Into downward facing dog, excuse me. And then inhale, arch through cat, come into cow. Exhale, arch through cat, come all the way down into child's pose. Give yourself a moment here. Allow yourself to really stretch the arms long. Breathe and open underneath your arms in a visual way. Okay, you can stretch even more, but if it's too much, if it's painful, if the arm's long in front of you, it doesn't feel good, then you can bring them behind you. You can also flip the palms. Sometimes that unwinds and releases the shoulders. But it's not, again, about harming or feeling like you're having to overdo it. It's about opening. Feel the floor supporting you. Feel your breath supporting you. And just bring yourself to this moment. That things might be tough, things might be scary, but in this moment, you're okay. Good. Now walk your hands all the way over to the right, so you're arching still in a child's pose, but you're lengthening and arching through the left side body so that you feel a nice long stretch all the way through the rib cage, all the way down. Think about someone coming and helping you stretch all the way from the hip crease all the way up so that you are opening and elongating and letting stuff go. Okay, so you're doing this in your child's pose position. Feel the push and the pull, and then relax as much as you can into it as you stretch. Come back to center when you're ready on the next inhale. Collect yourself. Inhale and then exhale all the way over to the left, so you're arching through the right side body. Really take your time here and just breathe into your body. Find that breath. Allow yourself to connect with what is beyond this body. Okay? We are so much more than just our body. But the body is a vehicle that helps us operate here. Right? So we need to take care of it, and then we need to link this movement and our breath to that connection. When you're ready, come back to center. Good. All right, sitting up on your knees, we're going to do a little bit of breathing. So what this is going to look like, we're going to do something very simple. And I chose this one not because it's necessarily the most fun, though it can feel fun. But I chose this one because it does help sort of let you create a buffer between external world and your internal world. And it helps you not be able to really focus on too much that's going out and too much that's going on in here, because you have to just focus on it. So it's called the buzzing bee breath. Okay. So basically, it's going to be, I'm going to sound a little loud to you guys. So if you need to turn me down, feel free to turn me down or mute me after I do this and you're like, I get it. But basically, you can put your fingers directly into your ears, or you can push the inside or the outside of your ear pad in. Okay. So you're shutting and closing this. Okay, and then what you can do is you can close your eyes, and sometimes you can even put your fingers over them to kind of gently even make this awareness, but you're just gonna hum like as if you're buzzing like a bee. You're gonna go really loud because there's nothing else you can do, is just focus on this. And that's what we want. We want to focus in the present. We want to focus on ourselves, be in this body, allow ourselves to relax. So the intention behind this is to create a way to stop distracting by being able to only focus on the one thing. Okay? So let's try this. So like I said, you might want to mute me because it might be a little loud and annoying, but you also might not hear it because you're making the noise too. All right, so just make sure that you're in a comfortable seat. Make sure that your spine is nice and tall. Okay, just a slight chin tuck. Once you feel like you are comfortable and stable in your seat, you might need to sit on a pillow or a blanket. You can press down the little pads, okay? And we're just gonna inhale deeply and go, And once you have a pause, because you have to breathe and you've exhaled all the air out, you're just going to keep doing it. So we're going to do it at least 5 times. So inhale again. once you've done that 5th breath and you've exhaled, doing the humming, just allow yourself to sit in this awareness of the energy. It should feel slightly different. Allow whatever feelings to come up, emotions to come up and come out. And just allow yourself to be with this. If you've noticed any tension continue to creep into the shoulders, the neck, the upper back, just allow yourself to breathe into those areas and gently coax them with your breath to release. I hope it's not something you can hear, but I did warn you, there's the princess party upstairs. But it's kind of a timely song. If you can hear it, it's Let It Go. Really do allow those emotions to wash through you and around you and out. Remembering that you are human. And just a couple more breaths here, sitting with that aftermath of the breath work, the pranayama, and just noticing what you're feeling, noticing the energy shift, noticing if you're feeling a little more stable and calm, even though you can still very easily connect to the cultural energy that we have going on here. Good. And then just gently, let's come up off of our knees or our sitting position. Okay. Yes, ironic timing. Thank you, Melissa. Felt ironic as well. Okay, we're gonna simply do a gate pose. You know, I'm keeping this very simple because I want to do some time for some focused journaling, because I know you guys, and I know you probably haven't been sitting down and doing some of these things, and these tools are what ground you. So we're gonna get to some of that. So we're gonna do the basics. So I'm facing you. I'm going to kickstand my right leg out. Okay, you can be on your left knee, right? And you're just going to place your left hand on the ground, and you're gonna swoop your arm over, and you're gonna think about stretching and lengthening through the right side body all the way down through the knife blade of the foot, okay? So you're just gonna stretch. I like to, instead of just holding the arm up, I like to roll and swoop through it, because what it does is it releases some tension on the shoulder. And just try not to hang your head off. Keep your head in line with the spine. Otherwise it can cause more tension. Let me move over here. Okay? All right. You can close your eyes. You can look up. You can look down if it's too intense on the shoulder, or you can look and face the front of you. Excellent. Sweep yourself back up to center. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Plant the hand, sweep the arm, lengthen through. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. And again, imagine or visualize the breath just moving through you, relaxing, taking away any tension, and doing what it can. Inhale, back up. Exhale, plant the hand, sweep the arm, breathe. Wonderful. Sweep yourself back up. Inhale. And let's switch sides. Plant the right knee, kickstand out the left side, and then exhale, sweep. Lengthen through that side body. Again, all the way from the tips of the fingers on your left through the left knife blade of your foot. Inhale, back up. Exhale, plant the hand, sweep the arm, roll the shoulder, looking up, looking to the side, or looking down, keeping your head in alignment with your neck. Again, inhale, back up. One more time, exhale, plant the hand, sweep the arm, and elongate. Good, a couple more breaths here, and then you're gonna inhale and come back up. All right, we're gonna do a couple more grounding, just very basic grounding poses. So we're going to stand up and we're going to start with our mountain pose. All right, so mountain pose, I don't know how much you can see because I'm seeing a bunch of like comments and things, but I think you can see my toes. So you are going to ground down through the four corners of your feet, and you're also gonna spread your toes. You're going to feel very rooted here, and you're not coming forward, you're not coming back, you're just right in the center. So I'm going to come down here, ground down through all of these bones and muscles, build the pose from the soles of the feet all the way up through the top and crown of the head. Roll the shoulders back, hands at your side, coming back into that place that you felt after you did your buzzing bee breath. Find some connection to your pelvis and to your low belly. So you're not just hanging out here, you are squeezing, you're grounded, you're feeling your body, you're not just standing, okay? It can be very helpful to come forward or come back or go to a side till you find where is your center, okay? And close the eyes, relax the shoulders. Feel the strength and grounding of your stable body. And it might be a time where you can ask whether the word universe, God, the divine, source, whatever works for you, it might be a time to just connect and say whatever you need to say, to ask for whatever support you need to ask for. Connect with that relationship. Feel that connection not only outside of you or greater than you, but within you. It is just right here for you to always access. Ask that greater divine energy for the assistance that you need, that will keep you strong, keep you stable. Good. Roll the shoulders back, okay? And then what I want you to do is I want you to just gently, slowly, just bring your hands behind into your hamstrings and just bring yourself all the way to the ground. Plant your hands on the ground. Let your head shake, yes and no. Okay. Just really allow yourself to release. So as you're doing the motion, also allow there to be a release, because the energy behind shaking can sometimes distract you from allowing yourself to just let go, right? So inhale, look up, flat back. If you've taken my classes, you know I like you to keep your knees bent. I want your fingers to still reach the floor, because that's going to get even deeper into your hamstrings than coming up here. It's actually more work, but it takes the pressure off because you bend your knees, right? Let the head hang, shoulders unwind and open. And then again, inhale, look up, flat back. Exhale, gently, slowly relax. Again, these are such basic yoga poses. You can do 2 or 3 in the morning. You can do 2 or 3 at night. You can do 2 or 3 anytime throughout the day, or 1. Let's just keep it simple in life, right? You don't have to do a huge practice to consider yourself accomplished. You just have to make a little bit of time and a little bit of room to take care of your body and yourself. Exhale, fold. Good. Inhale, walk your hands forward. Come into your downward facing dog again. Pedal it out if you haven't already. Pick up the right foot. Sweep it forward and just come into a nice long lunge, okay? Hands can be on either side of that front foot. Or if that doesn't feel stable, you can have your hands at your hips. If you're feeling like, hey, I just need to be even more challenged right now, but to keep my brain just focused on my body, arms can be up. Arms can be out into airplane, cactus arms, okay? Or you could do airplane arms. This is all in service to the shoulders. Really keep that front knee bent 90 degrees. Press into an imaginary wall behind you. Ground down. Feel the strength of your body. Feel the focus it takes to engage. Squeeze those inner thighs, okay? You are scissoring your legs and you're building the pose from the bottom up. Close your eyes and just connect. Inhale, exhale, plant those hands. Just touch the back knee to the floor and stretch just one more time into this front hip on the left side, feeling anything that's happening on the right. And then switch sides, step back into downward facing dog, pick up the left leg, swing it as far forward as you can. And again, hands can be down on the ground, or you can come up, or you can bring yourself up into cactus arms. Press into the imaginary wall behind you with your right foot. 90-degree angle with your front knee over the ankle, okay? Close your eyes if you can and focus inward. I haven't really said it enough because we usually just dive right in here because I don't have a lot of time, right, to go into all the aspects that I like, but really focusing on your breath. So creating a balanced breath, you create an inhale that is equal to your exhale. So inhaling for a count of 4, exhaling for a count of 4 to create that balance. If you are feeling overly stressed, like the anxiety is over the top, you elongate the exhale. Maybe the inhale is short. Your exhale, you try to work towards doubling it. Maybe you're feeling like you have no energy, you're feeling so down in the dumps about this. Inhale, come back up. Go ahead and come into like a wide-legged forward fold because that just feels really good right now. So again, if you're feeling down in the dumps, you don't have the energy, you're feeling like you can't, create more of an inhale. The inhale energy will move you forward, okay? So now let's bring our hands behind our hamstrings again and come down through the sides. You might need to bend your knees to touch the floor. If you have a block, got some blocks behind me. You can use a block. You can keep it on the tallest setting, hold it here. It's nice because I know you can't really tell, but I'm at a 90-degree angle with my torso to my hips. Or you can have it down or down. It's a nice thing about the block. Or if you don't have a block, just hands on the floor, bend the knees. There should be a micro bend anyway, right? We don't want to hyperextend. A lot of us are actually more flexible than we know, and we don't want to overdo it because later in life we can have too loose of ligaments, and that's where people end up with knee trouble, right? And various other things with their hips and whatnot. Focus on your breath. Good. Just one more pose here before we take a quick Shavasana and move into our little meditation and then some journaling. Okay, last pose. We're going to do a twist. This is one of my favorite ones. I'm just going to have you plant your right hand right below your face. And then, listen, if you haven't taken my classes before, you've probably done this, but you just sweep your arm up, right? And then you're twisting. But then what's happening is you're only trying to twist from your shoulders, which is actually problematic because we want to twist all the way from the, from the bottom of our spine, right? So what you want to do is you want to take that left hand and you want to bring it around you, and then you want to coax the navel center to turn first so that you're twisting all the way from the low spine through, and then you can bring your arm up. If this is too much on your neck and shoulders, you can bend the elbow, place it on the low back. If it's too much to look up, again, to the side. Still, that is too much. You look to the floor. Really connect with the twist at the navel center and focus your mind there. Inhaling for, again, a count of 4 and an exhale of 4. Or if you know where you're at and you need more relaxation, more calming, extend that exhale. This is your practice. Inhale, bring the hand back up, plant it. We're just going to go through this a couple times. So plant the left hand, and this time you're going to take the right hand, sweep it around your belly, coax the navel center to twist first, and then the whole spine comes along. Bend that top elbow or top hand and elbow if your neck and shoulders are feeling it. Again, looking to the side or down. As you're doing this, I will remind you, because I'm a little bit of a, I can't even find the words, but I'm a stickler, I guess. Make sure you're actually pressing down through your legs and pulling up through your legs, because you might have forgot about that when you're focused on the twist. You're engaging the whole body. Connect to that breath, to your breath pattern. When you're ready, inhale that top arm back up, bring it back down, just sweeping through one more time on the left. Draw your hand across the navel to coax the low spine first. Make sure your head is not hanging off of your neck, it's in alignment. Inhale, exhale, plant the hand. Draw the right arm up. Coax the right arm to get the navel twisting, and then get yourself set up. Couple breaths here. Really deepen into that navel. And then when you're ready, just gently unwind. Make any movements that you need to make before you lie in Shavasana. Okay, so Shavasana is just the corpse pose. If you're not used to it, just lay down on your back, just like if you're going to bed. If your low back is, if you're feeling your low back, the best way is you can either have something that you put your legs on, or you can bring your feet very wide on your mat and then gently drop the knees into one another so that it takes pressure off of your low back and sacrum. And then we're going to take a few moments here to absorb this practice. And just watch the rise and fall of your belly. If any thoughts start to arise, just allow yourself to come back to watching the rise and fall of your belly with those eyes closed. If your thoughts start to arise, just come back to watching the rise and fall of the belly. Just placing awareness there. And when you're ready, just bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly, and just acknowledge what you are trying to do here. Your self-care, taking care of this vessel of yours, taking care of this soul of yours, and connecting to something more than yourself through these movements. Just acknowledge that. Nothing you have to do, just acknowledge. And then when you're ready, roll over onto your right side and sit yourself up, keeping your eyes closed. We're going to do a mini meditation. Get yourself into a comfortable seat. If you need to put some pillows around you, if you need to sit on a chair or sit somewhere beyond the floor, that is fine. Just make sure that you're comfortable so that piece doesn't distract you. Again, remember, it's about making things simple. Won't necessarily make meditation easy, but allowing yourself the simplicity can usually help you move through the tough parts. So as you begin with your eyes closed, just connect again to that breath. Find that centering breath, inhaling for, whether it's 4, and exhaling for 4, or inhaling for 6 and exhaling for 6. We're looking for that balanced breath. I'm going to do a balancing meditation. Begin to visualize the universe as you see it. The stars, the galaxies, and the planets. All the suns. Visualize these all around you in whatever way. And inhale. Draw all of these forces through the top of the head, down the spine, into the navel center. Hold the breath briefly. Feel a fire burning, transforming itself. And then exhale and let the forces spread all the way into the tissues of the body and the layers of the mind and heart. So you're going to visualize the universe, the stars, galaxies, planets, suns, and all of that magnificence. As you inhale, you'll draw the forces within you deeply from the crown of the head down through the spine into the navel. Again, gently hold the breath briefly. Allow the fire to burn and transform. And then as you exhale, you spread that forces, you spread that power through the tissues, the layers of the mind and heart. Again, inhaling, visualizing the universe, the planets, the stars, the suns. As you inhale, you draw those magical, magnetic, powerful sources down through the crown of the head, down through the spine, into the navel center. You'll briefly hold the energy, letting it build at the navel, letting it transform. And then as you exhale, you'll let it spread all the way through the tissues, through the cells, through the energy surrounding you, into the mind. And you'll repeat this continue. Inhale. Remembering to honor your own breath pattern. If this feels too fast, slow it down. If it feels too slow, you can speed it up slightly. Just a few more times through the inhale. All of the stars, the galaxies, planets, the suns, drawing them in deeply on that inhale. All the way down the crown of the head, through the spine, into the navel center. Holding just gently as the powerful blaze burns to transform that energy. And again, as you exhale, you release and let that energy move through the layers of the body, the mind, and the heart. Now just rest and just visualize a multicolored spiral at the navel center. This energy culminated through all the stars and galaxies, through the beyond, just increasing and concentrated at that navel center, providing you with stability, centeredness. If your mind wanders, gets distracted, just bring that awareness back to the navel the best you can, gently. Remembering that meditation, there's no right way to do it, and there's no reason to chastise yourself. It's about practice. Now just a few more moments to connect to that navel center, to rest there. And then just slowly bring your hands to your heart. They can either be one on top of the other, or you can have them in your Anjali Mudra, so prayer hands. Please just press the palms into like the heart. And just really feel that connection. If you've noticed your energy shift, even if it's slight, just honor that shift. Thank it. Bringing your hands up to the point between your eyebrows, asking that you may have the wisdom to see clearly on what you need, what you can give. Bring your hands to your lips, honoring that what you say and how you say it is important. So just speak wisely and bringing your hand back to your heart to remind you to be full of love and compassion first for yourself, so you can inspire love and compassion and acceptance in others. Remembering it starts with you. Go ahead and blink your eyes open. And if you have a journal or paper, I'd like you to grab it. This is the part. I want you to stay in this energy. And I just want you to write down 3 things that you are grateful for. Just 3. If anyone wants to share anything that they're grateful for, that would be lovely. You can type that into the chat. But I want to remind you that having the time and energy to create a gratitude practice is going to continue to build the kind of energy that you want, not only in your life, but in our community. It's hard sometimes to see the good, and we need to be able to do that. We need to do that not just for ourselves, but we need to do that for others. So just jot down anything that you can feel grateful for in this moment. Thank you, Dominique. And just take a moment also to journal or just write a note. It doesn't have to be complicated or fancy or well worded, but just this very short time that you took for yourself to just move and breathe and focus. How has that changed you? Maybe it's small. Congratulations, Kathy. But really acknowledge the little shift or the big shift that you felt by taking the moments to embody yourself. Good morning. Agreed. It is a beautiful day. If anyone can share what you can acknowledge that shifted within you while you did this practice, no matter how small you might think it is, please go ahead and share that. Being present doesn't have to be, just like anything else, it doesn't have to be this big fantastical thing. You don't have to be some sort of certain level of meditator or certain level of person to feel present. It's just a moment by moment thing. And what I'm striving for is to try to live into that, because it's hard. It really is hard. But when I do these things, no matter how short, like literally, you do a pose and you focus on the breath, and that's all you did that day, there's lots of gratitude to be had for that, right? And so allowing ourselves that honor and grace, because most of us are not by any means relaxed, go with the flow kind of people by nature. We have really thought we had to push hustle, persuade, prove. Yes, you can do yoga on a ride. Envisioning the poses, you can, totally. Lots of people do amazing things with visualization, especially when they've been injured. A lot of athletes, they're incredible, the dedication that they have. And we have this, we can do this too. We don't have to be fancy people who've tried to be athletes. We can do these things in our mind. Visualization is unbelievably powerful. A lot of those basketball players, you listen to them and they not only do they practice, they visualize hitting those targets. They hit the basket every time. And it makes a difference. Jill, you are so welcome. Thank you. So the next little note that I want you to kind of make for yourself, and it's not that you probably aren't thinking about it. It's the whole idea of simply breathing and focusing on your breath is an act of self-care. And it can be simple. We're so caught up in doing it the right way that we don't do it, whatever it is, whether it's yoga, whether it's meditation, whether it's journaling, whether it's cooking a proper meal, whether it's interacting with somebody and having a specific relationship with them. We're so caught up in it having to be or should be done a right way or this way or that way that we lose sight of the fact that if we simply take a few moments, it can make all the difference. Even if you connect with somebody, like say that you've been in quarantine with a spouse and it's been difficult, just even connecting for a couple minutes really deeply can make all the difference and can keep things feeling more bonded and connected than the opposite. So I just want you to allow yourself to embrace these tiny moments, especially with, it looks like most of us are here in Minnesota. We need to still make time for this. If you don't make time for this, you're just feeding other things, whether it's fear, terror, anxiety, whatever. We don't want to feed that. It's not helpful. We can do what we can do. And the more we acknowledge that we're taking the time to do what's necessary to keep us whole, the more we have to give and offer the universe, the planet, our people. And the more you can see clearly what you have to offer, and the more you can see clearly on what kind of changes you need to make to be part of the solution, whatever that is, whether it's pandemic, whether it's at work, or whether it's what's going on. So does anybody have, again, I wanted to keep this kind of short because, it still is the weekend. Some of you might have specific things you're doing. Please let me know, is there anything that anyone wants to discuss? Some of you, I think I can bring you on. Oh, the little kids might be running down here. Yes, they are. If anybody has any specific questions, let me know. Otherwise, if you want to post in the comments later, if you want to do this again, here are the princesses. They can't hear you. They can hear me, but if you want to wave and say hi. Hi. Yeah? Can I hear you? Not right now. Can you just wave, please? Hi. Can you show them by dancing or making some sort of notion if you enjoyed your princess gathering? No. Okay. It was a good thing? You enjoyed it? All right. So if you guys have any questions for me, you can put them in the chat. I want to do whatever I can to support you. If you feel like you need some extra support or some extra ways to ground yourselves during this time, or just not just this time, but that support would be useful, I've got those lots of tools, right? and I'd love to help you. So just send me a direct message, or if you have my contact information, contact me, because we have to be here for each other. Because you guys showing up is just as much, like, that was really helpful and hopeful for me too. I needed that. So thank you so much for spending the time and the energy, because we are in this together, and you need to know that we are connected, even sometimes when you don't feel it. Sending you so much love. Bye.